Welcome, everyone, to a bonus episode of the Nord and Block podcast. It is a tier list video today. We are tier ranking all 32 NHL teams through the month of October. So this should be a pretty fun one here. Shouldn't take too long. So as you can see here, we have the tiers. LeBlanc with his new camera, by the way, looking pretty snazzy there, James. Would you like to introduce the tiers?
I would. No more potato film. No more being filmed on a potato. You know, we up. Anyway, start at the top. We went with a different setup this time because it's way too early to be doing them playoff locks. Way too early for that. So we got elite start at the top. Yep. They're teams who have like either smash expectations or like they're like first in the league. Good start. Teams that are like having a good. They're on a roll. They may have lost a few games, but they're looking good. Fluky start are teams that are like, hey, I know you. I don't see that shit. I don't see that. So that's teams. We'll get into what teams go there. But other teams we don't really have too much faith in. Not great. Other teams, this isn't your best work. You can do better. And for Breeze, you know what it is. You stank.
You know what it is. Febreze is the ones who stink. This is also our first tier list with producer Tim. So, Tim, welcome to the tier list series and all that good stuff. So, basically what we're going to do, go through all 32 teams. I will read off the record of those teams. Then I will give it up to the guys to debate or say where they think they will finish. And then we'll give our thoughts there as well, obviously. So, let's hop right in. Starting off here now with the Boston Bruins. The Bruins so far this season have a record of 6-7. Don't laugh. Through 13 games played to start this year. They are 22nd in the league. What would you guys evaluate Boston's start as?
I'm gonna go I think I expected them to be like below 500 just by a couple. So I don't want to say it's a good start, but I don't want to say it's a bad start. I'm gonna go not great.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
that's where I was kind of thinking because it's still Boston, and Boston feel like they have that expectation of being a playoff team. So just by Boston standard alone, it's not a great start for them.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just like from the standard of Boston, does it meet our expectations? Yeah, around there, pretty much. They're actually, I would say, a little bit better than I thought they would be, to be honest with you. But they rack up a couple of wins there at the end of the month, and that makes the record look a little bit better. But I totally agree there. They are in the not great tier for sure. Next up then, and we got a weird order here, the Columbus Blue Jackets, 6-4 for 12 points through 10 games played. They are 16th in the league, so basically around the average. They have won 3 games in a row. What would you guys evaluate this start as? I feel like kind of leaning towards like a good start. It's not a great start, but it's not a terrible start. I think it's a good start.
Columbus 4-1 on the road to start the year. That's very good for a team that wasn't very good on the road last year. So I'm going to go with good start here.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah, I kind of agree. For the most part, I haven't seen what their goaltending's been, but I feel like Elvis has been pretty solid. And it's not just Elvis. Jet Greaves has been what they've kind of hoped for, giving them some quality goaltending, especially after trading away Tarasov. I'd say it's been a good start for Columbus.
Definitely, yeah. So good start there for CBJ is completely fair. By the way, we're kind of basing this off of the expectations that we had of these guys. So, there's some of that there factored into it. But just overall, what we've seen through their play. Next up then is the fourth place, actually, New Jersey Devils, who are 8-3 to start this season, 16 points. They're 4th in the league. Yeah, they've had some great games in there, but the last 2 games, they have allowed 13 goals in 2 games, which does help the LeBlanc James hate watch of the New Jersey Devils. So, LeBlanc, I'll let you lead off here.
Damn! It's gonna... The Devils always start fast, I feel. These past 2 games, I don't think that's indicative of what they are as a team. I don't think they're good. I'm still going to put them in elite start for now. I I could be like, oh, it's a fluke. It's a fluke, but I think it's an elite start. Outside of the last two games, they've been on a heater. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt.
You have to put them in elite. You have to.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting for James to try to put them in fluky start just so Evan and I could tell you, no, you're wrong.
I thought
you
the hate
went
watch
above-
from the last two games would take over.
Exactly, yeah. I thought he was gonna let the hate watch flow through his veins, but he didn't.
Next up, then, the New York Islanders. We're kind of rolling through all of the Eastern Conference teams here to start. The Islanders, to start this year, have a record of 5-5-1 for 11 points. They are 24th in the league. Another difficult one there to evaluate, but I feel like this is kind of expected, but it's not the greatest start in the world, I would say.
I want to say it's where we thought they would be right now. From the Islanders' standards, I could argue it's a good start.
They were like 0-4 to start the year.
Yes, and but Sorokin's been terrible as well.
He has not been great.
Just from an Islander perspective, I would argue it's a good start simply because of how well Schaefer's been this year. Just from that standpoint alone for them, I'd say it's a great start. Record-wise, it's not, but to quote Mike Bartner himself, it's been an ethical tank.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're expecting what's here, and to be honest with you, the fact that they're 500, hey, good on them. So, we'll put them in a good start there, but they'll be towards the back, though, when we get through this. The New York Rangers. The Rangers with a record of 5-5-2 for 12 points. They've had some stinkers in there, including losing to the Sharks and losing to the Flames. They are 0-4-1 at home, but 5-1-1 on the road. I have an opinion here about the Rangers, but what is your guys' evaluation on them so far?
How do you not have a home win? It's November. I mean, every team.
How have you not won a game at MSG?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the Leafs haven't won a game on the road yet either. Or the Leafs haven't won a game
winning
on the road.
at home,
the Kings haven't won a game at home. There's a few teams that haven't won at home.
It's just those two. It's just those two.
Oh, it is. You're right. The Sharks won the other night. You're right. Never mind.
I want to think. I think the Rangers can play better than this. I want to say it's a fluky start.
That's where I'm leaning. Leaning.
I want to say it's a fluky start, but it also just has not. It's been not great. It's that in between area with them, but I would probably lean more fluky because not Sorokin. Shesterkin's been good. And he's been really good for them. It's the offense that is nowhere to be found.
I think we said it when they were heading into, they were coming close to breaking the record, whether we said it here on the NordCast. I think that is not indicative of what this team is. I feel like the amount of losses they have at home is probably just mixed with bad luck, and maybe there is some kind of thing going on there, but I won't know for sure until we get through November, and let's say they're 1-7 at that point with no wins at home. Then you're like, all right, we need to evaluate here, and why is this team not being able to win at home? But I think right now, with the wins they picked up after losing to Calgary, that comeback win against Edmonton, the shutout against Vancouver, I think this is a fluky start.
Yeah.
Next up then is my Philadelphia Flyers. 6-3-1 to start the year. They have won 3 games in a row. They are 13th in the NHL. 6-1 at home. They've been phenomenal. They are Trevor Zegras over a point per game. I'm just going to say it because I think they've had a good start. I feel like, again, maybe they're exceeding their expectations. We all thought they would be pretty bad, or at least a little bit worse, but we all thought they would be better. They've been a lot better than I thought they would be to start the year. I think it's a good start. It's not elite, but it's good.
I would say it's a good start, but they've also been hot ass on the road.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of their road losses. They lost to Florida,
lost to Ottawa,
Carolina, and then what was the other one?
Ottawa,
that's right. Yeah. And I will say this though, all of those were close games.
They were. So I think it's
I think the Florida one might have been a 2-goal game, but they were close. Yeah. It wasn't like they were getting blown out every game.
I would put them above the Jackets for good start.
Thank you. Tim?
I'll be honest, I didn't know you guys your record was that good. God damn. Yeah, that's a pretty good start.
Say you don't care about us. It's fine.
Do better.
Hey,
Yeah,
good on
I
you,
should do better. I mean, shout out Zegers, though. He's gone back. It looks like he's found that rookie year form again, which is what everybody thought could be there, but it just died in Anaheim with the system he was in. He needed a fresh start, and he's thriving right now in Philly.
Definitely, yeah, I totally agree. Next up, then, we will move on to the Washington Capitals. The Capitals so far have a record of 6-5 for 12 points. They are 17th in the league. They did currently are on a 3-game losing streak to not so good teams besides Dallas. Ottawa has been kind of in the middle. They have started crawling back, but I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm thinking about putting them in not great. I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm not going to lie to you.
For where they end that losing streak tonight? I thought they beat the.
No, they lost.
Nope, they lost.
Oh,
I'm putting them in not
that great. I'm disappointed. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no, this has not been a great start for them.
I would put them in not great. The expectations are you were the best team in the East last year. The expectations are going to be high, and you are not currently meeting those standards. You're currently, I know it's early, but you're not in a playoff spot at the moment.
I'm going to put them ahead of Washington because I don't think of them 100% in the way that I think of the Rangers, but I think that the Caps can come back from this, and they will. They're still above 500, but I am disappointed with the way they've taken on the first month of the year. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Next up then, the Chicago Blackhawks. The Blackhawks have actually been pretty decent so far this year. 5-4-2, 12 points in 11 games played. They are 18th in the NHL. I don't know. You look in terms of starts, they're exceeding expectations. They're playing pretty well. I would argue this is also a good start. What do you think?
I think it's I could argue elite, but they're not.
I was going to say, dare I say an elite start for them?
Yeah.
Just because of what Bedard and Nazar have been doing. Knight looks like that number one guy that you were hoping to get when you traded Seth Jones for him at the deadline last year.
Here's a question for you, though. Is this a fluke? Could they be bad in November and December?
Oh.
That's the question.
I'm gonna make this out to be so that I can fill Tim's agenda. Are you giving Jeff Blashill credit? Huh, Tim?
Careful, he might leave the call. He might leave the call. Careful. I don't know if you want to do that.
I've been bamboozled here. I would like to retract some statements.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, pretty much. I plead the fifth.
I'm kind of thinking fluky. I'm not going to lie to you.
I still think we're talking about based off expectations. Based off expectations, they're not in a playoff spot, and they're above 500, above NHL 500. I think it's a good start. I would argue good start.
All right, I'll put them in good start for now. I mean, I think, would you put them ahead or behind the Islanders?
I put them ahead of the Islanders, but behind the Jackets.
Okay. Yeah, I think it can be two things. It is a good start, but I also think it can be a fluke as well. In a sense where I don't think they're going to be able to sustain this.
You mean kind of like how Anaheim last year was? Anaheim last year started really good, then they fell off.
Yeah.
So it is a fluke, but it's still been a good start considering the expectations. So I will accept good start, at least for now. If we get too many, then I might push back more on that argument.
Yeah, if we got too many, then we could probably move them down to fluke.
The Avalanche are up next here. They are tied for first in the league, 7-1-4 through 12 games played. They are undefeated in regulation at home. They have played some pretty good hockey here as of late. I think they should be right up there with New Jersey.
I would agree with that. Yeah. You talk about it's a points league. You only have one game out of the 12 you play where you didn't pick up a point. That's pretty elite in my book.
again, the biggest thing with the NHL and making the playoffs is having points. It doesn't matter how many wins you have; it matters how many points you have. So, I mean, like points obviously are made with wins, but regardless, the fact that they have points in what is it, 11 of their 12 games so far,
Yeah.
that's impressive. So I think they should be an elite start for sure. Tim, any thoughts?
Putting bias against them aside, yeah, it's a pretty elite start. They're showing.
Okay.
I think
Okay,
having Landeskog back full time, you can tell is a real just boost to morale for them, and it's just got them going.
All right. Dallas Stars up next, 14 points, 6-3-2 through 11 games played. They are 10th. They had a little bit of a rough start to the year, but they've kind of improved from that rough start. I still have concerns. Their goal differential's not that great. But what do we think about the Stars?
I'm still gonna put them in a good start. I expect better from Dallas though. So I want to argue that it could be not great based off their standards, but I think I'm leaning towards good start.
Yeah, I was going to say based off Dallas's standards, this is a team that most people had like either finishing first or second in the division. I would say just based off that, I would say this is not a great start for them because of the high expectations that they had coming into the season.
I guess I'm the tiebreaker here. I don't know. I see both arguments. I did not mean to do that. I see both arguments here when you look at these two teams. I mean, by the expectations, like it hasn't been that great. They're only one game above actual 500, but in terms of NHL 500, you know what? They have points in 8 of their 11 games. I think it's a good start. I think you expect better, which is why I'm going to put them behind New York and everybody else. But I think it's still a good enough start to where I'm okay with it. But there's definitely things that they need to improve upon. And I could say the same thing for the Devils and the teams that are above the Stars. So I'm going to go good start for now, but that's another one, Tim, where I could lean towards you if we get into a certain territory here. So
yeah.
I see both sides, though, of this argument. I will say that. I see both sides. All right. Minnesota Wild here up next. The Wild, 3-6-3 for 9 points, a minus 15 goal differential. Yeah, it's not been great. Again, I think that Minnesota, they're really bad 5v5. They're in the bottom 2, for sure. One of the bottom 2 tiers. LeBlanc's got the Febreze out for the Febreze tier. So you want to explain that?
I expect better from the Minnesota Wild. I know the Central is a tough division, but being 3-6-3, that's basically you've won 3 games all year in 12 games. That is unacceptable by the Minnesota Wild standards. And that's worse than not great. That's just bad.
Yeah. I think it's Febreze too. And I look at how we've already seen some talks of John Hines getting fired. We've already seen that here. Tim?
Yes. I'm also going to put this in perspective. The Wild have the same amount of wins as San Jose, and they have one more win than Calgary.
Woof. And this is just there's not a lot of there's some teams that need to go in Febreze. Minnesota is definitely one of them. If we're getting into the first into November and you're already having talks about your coach possibly being fired, that's a Febreze start.
Yeah. I would like to apologize. The Minnesota Wild are going to be one of 2 things in the Febreze category. The other thing is my spelling. We went almost 20 minutes into this video before I realized Febreze was spelled wrong. So I will apologize.
I didn't even notice.
And I will just move on from that. Buffalo, the Sabres, with a record of 4-4-3 for 11 points. They were 26th in the league. Buffalo started off really rough, but they're kind of starting to turn things around here a little bit. They've picked up points in 3 of their last 5. They've looked pretty good here as of late. Does that move them up? What do you guys think?
Here's my thing. Buffalo is also coming up. Buffalo has lost 3 straight games in overtime.
They're getting points.
Which is crazy. They're getting points, which is good, but that's crazy to me that you could. He's going to have been you could be quote you could be 7-4. Like I'd be a great
Exactly.
that'd be a great start. But I think Buffalo something's got to give. I want to go by their standards. This I think Buffalo fans are pretty content with what's going on right now with this start. So I want to
By
lean good.
Buffalo standards, though, that's still not saying a lot because this is one of their quote unquote better starts.
Yeah, but they're also tied for last in the conference, so I'm gonna go not great.
Yeah, I was gonna say they started out the year Febreze, but with the way they played as of late, they've bumped them up from Febreze to not great.
Then they played Ottawa, and then all the fucking magic powers just went right to Buffalo. So I guess.
So I am going to say this
happened with us too.
Since they had that 0-3 start, they have points in 7 of their last 8. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to agree with you. It is not that great, but they are starting to have a turnaround here. And maybe that continues. I think they're above Boston, though.
I think they're above the Washington, too.
You think they're above Washington?
Yeah, I would say they're above Washington because it hasn't been as bad as it's been for Washington. I feel like
they've turned it around. And I think that, like the first 3 games they were expected. First of all, they were expected. But I will say this as well. They weren't that great. And I feel like since then they've turned things around. So I'm kind of satisfied with the way they've been, but they're still in the not great territory, though. Just want to put that out there. All right.
Shout out my king, Alex Lyon, for giving them solid goaltending.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Alex Lyon. Nashville is in for a long year. 4-6-2, 10 points in 12 games played. They've lost 3 games in a row. I did the live stream on the YouTube channel, taking a look at them, and they just don't look good, man. Steven Stamkos, the fall from grace is crazy. I don't know if it's Febreze level bad or if it's
right on that border, though.
I think it's not great. They haven't been horrible. They're not like terrible, but they don't look good either. LeBlanc, you're the tiebreaker.
I saw Nashville play, and I saw them look decent. They still didn't impress me. I want to say that's like they're getting points. Like I'm gonna go with.
They have 1 more point than Minnesota.
I know. I just see that, but I think the threshold for that is that Minnesota. Also, no, I can't say that. They have more regulation wins. They have more regulation overtime wins. They have a better goal differential by not a lot than Minnesota. It's not a great. It's not. I don't think it's Febreze. I think it's just a really bad start. Like it's just a not great start.
It's actually better than what it was last year because last year they started off pretty atrocious too, but it is better. Yeah. It's still not great though. Like again, you wanted to see some improvement there. Barry Trotz even said like, "Hey, I want to, prove the analytic people wrong." So far, he hasn't, unfortunately. But hey, I mean, like all it takes is 2 wins and you're back to NHL 500. So they're not out of the woods yet, but we'll see. We will see. Do you guys agree with that placement, or do you think they should be like above Boston or anything?
No, I agree with that placement because it's like right on the verge of Febreze.
All right. Well, I apologize. We have the Utah Hockey Club logo here, but it's actually the Utah Mammoth. So it's going to look a little bit weird on the graphic. The Mammoth 8-3, 16 points. They have been awesome. They won 8 games in a row or 7 games in a row. The bias is going to take over here, but I think they are at the top of good start or bottom of elite. What do you guys think?
I'm going to give them the bottom of elite because we had them come into the year as like a potential wild card sneak-in team, and they're kind of proving us all wrong with a combination of Logan Cooley, Dylan Gumpher, Clayton Keller has been really good for them too. They're getting good goaltending, which they didn't really have last year. It was very inconsistent last year. But, I would say it's an elite start for them.
I was
Yeah.
going to put them in elite regardless, but I just wanted to see if you guys agreed with me first before I did it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an elite start. They're such a fun team to watch. I think anytime I'm just looking, I don't have anything going on. They're like one of my teams that I want to watch all the time. They're playing such a fun brand of hockey. Cooley and Gunther are an elite duo, and Keller's being Mr. Consistent. Paterka fits in great with Cooley and Gunther. The surprising thing is that, like James said, Vejmelka's playing really damn good. I don't know what got into him unless he thinks he's playing the Red Wings every game now. But
He's been good, man.
he's been damn good. So yeah, I would definitely put them in an elite start.
This breaks my heart. This hurts me to say. The St. Louis Blues, 30th in the NHL, 3-6-2, only 8 points so far. They have a horrible goal differential. I don't know what it is with the Blues. It hurts me to do this because I really rooted for this team coming in. You guys had them in the divisional spot. I had them in a wild card, but they're for breeze, man. I think they're lower than they're tied with Minnesota. It depends on your opinion.
No,
Doesn't
I
really
think
matter,
they
though,
should
to be
be
honest.
lower. They should be lower than Minnesota. We had a lot higher expectations for them coming into the year. I had them third. James had them second in the division.
Listen. St. Louis, look at me. Look at me in the eyes. I vouch for you. I vouched for you, and you let me down. I believed in you, and you let me down. This start is just oof. Minus 16 goal differential, 1 win at home. And they lost to Minnesota like 5-1 or 5-0 to open the year.
They did.
They lost. They blew a 4-0 lead against the Wings too.
They did.
I remember I was watching that game like, well, this is going nowhere quick, and then game just flipped on its head out of nowhere, and then we come back like a few days later, play them. Yeah, a few days later, play them again, and it was the same story. Just they got a goal late to make it 4-2, but it was a game that both games against the Wings pretty much controlled most of the play, and they look out of sorts. They don't look like the team that got into the playoffs last year. Something, I don't know if Montgomery's system didn't carry over from year to year, but something's got to change in St. Louis, and it's got to change quick.
It's a very bad start. I feel like they can come back from this though. If they can, but they need to get their shit together.
This isn't a start where I say that it's a fluke, because so far they really haven't shown me signs of coming back. Do I believe they can? Yes. It's kind of funny because it's like a tale of two teams here. One of these teams, me and LeBlanc, I don't know if you had them missing, Tim, but we both had Minnesota missing.
Yeah, I had them missing too.
Yeah, they're currently doing good for us, but I think we all had St. Louis making it, and they're not doing good for us. So yeah, I guess it's a tale of two deaths there. But anyway, yeah, they're for breeze for sure. There's really no debate there about that. Next up, then, the Winnipeg Jets. They are 8-3 to start their campaign, 16 points. They have the same record as New Jersey and Utah, so I think by default you would say they're probably an elite start as well.
Not so fast.
Ooh, okay.
I expect Winnipeg won the President's Trophy last year, correct?
I believe so.
They lost Ehlers, yes, but I expected Winnipeg to be in a divisional spot to start out the year. I think this Winnipeg team, they have won this game playing in Colorado, yes, but I feel like I expected Winnipeg to be in this position. So I want to say good start for Winnipeg at the very top.
See, Tim, speak.
This is the issue. I agree with both of you. Like, just based off the fact record wise, they got the same record as Jersey and Utah. Like, based off that, it should be an elite start. But at the same time, I think I would go like just below Utah for elite start, because I think it's just right on that fringe of it. And based off them having the same records, I would put them up there in elite start. But I get James's point.
The more I think about James's point, the more I do kind of agree. I think like you look at the other teams, the Devils have been awesome. They won 8 games in a row. The Avalanche, although we had the expectations for both those teams. The Avalanche, although they're 7-1-4, it's still an elite start. The Mammoth, we didn't really think they'd be this good. Winnipeg, then again though, how much more do you have to get out of the Jets for this to be an elite start? Like, do they have to be 10-1 or 9-2?
I don't disagree. If you want to put an elite start, you can go right ahead and put him at the bottom, like Tim said. Like the reason we brought Tim on the tier list now is he's a mediator. That's all he is.
He's the third opinion because me and LeBlanc would always agree.
That's just my opinion. If you want to go and put him in an elite start, that's fine with me too, though. So I'm not gonna.
I am going to settle for good for now.
Okay. At the very top of good.
Tippy top of good. But
yeah.
My opinion may falter on that. I don't know. I see, again, this is why we had to bring Tim in, because I see both sides of the argument. Elite good for now, but we may change it later on. The Anaheim Ducks up next then. The Ducks just finished up the last game of the month against the Red Wings. The Ducks this past month, 6-3-1, 13 points. They are 12th in the league. I would say by a lot of standards, this is a very good start for Anaheim. Not elite. I think they would probably be in the same area as Philadelphia, maybe even ahead of them. What do you guys think about that? I think they're ahead of Philly, actually.
Very good start. I feel like they've been awesome to start the year. I would put them above Philly.
I agree.
Yeah, I just got after just getting done watching them. They're fun. They're fast. It's fun, fast, and youth. That's the 3 words to describe them. The Wings could not handle the Ducks' speed tonight, and by all accounts, like a 6-3-1 start. Dostal's been as advertised with them. It's what they signed him for. Why they gave him that extension. McTavish has been great. Carlson has been the second overall pick that you expected out of him. All the young guys they've got are just producing. Their decor looks good. And you're getting a rejuvenance out of Chris Kreider.
Leo Carlson has 15 points in 10 games played, by the way.
Damn.
Yeah. And I think Terry had a 3-point night tonight, too. It's been 3 or 4. He had 3 or 4 points at least against tonight for them.
I saw a good tweet from Mike Bartner talking about if you combine the 2 Cutter Gauthier and Trevor Zegras' trades tomorrow or together, it looks like a good win for both teams. Because actually that second round pick that Anaheim gave Philadelphia was what was used to acquire Zegras. When you combine the 2 together, definitely so far this year, I think both sides have worked out. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that's just like I agree with him. Okay, we got another Febreze team here, and this team might actually be at the bottom of Febreze. The Calgary Flames. The Flames.
Yeah, they're double Febreze.
Never picked that up so fast. 2-8-2. 6 points in 12 games played. They're 32nd in the league. It's not pretty. They are tied for the worst goal differential in the league. They're 1-7-2 in their last 10. It's been brutal. It's been absolutely brutal. I think you gotta put them in Febreze at the bottom.
So I got to see this team play last night.
All right.
They're bad. Like, they're really bad. Like, they're I just like.
And you barely beat them.
Shut up.
You guys had a hallmark in the Devin Cooley.
Just like our PK sucks. Anyway, just like nothing. Like just like they're bad defensively, they're bad offensively. They don't have any like outside of like Kadri. There's not really a playmaker. Coronato's been all right, I guess. Zari's been he's been unnoticeable.
He's been there.
Yeah. Like just like nothing. Like Anderson's having a horrible start to the year too. Wolf, my brother is tired. My brother is sleepy. I'll give it. Devin Cooley played really good last night. But just they're getting good goaltending, but they're just everything else is just so bad. And even like their rookie, like Zane Parekh has been just like meh with them. I really do think they need to send him back to where's their AHL, the Wranglers?
Is he old? He's old. Yeah.
He's old enough to go to the A.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, how much more do we have to keep beating this dead horse?
Yeah, we've talked about Calgary so much.
Like that's what it is with this team. We beat this horse to death. Like, and pun not intended because of Blasty. That might be the best part of their team outside of Wolf.
Again, yeah. I mean, this, and I will say this. We said this in the video. We did it in a clip. It's been promoted in a lot of places. Like we said that the way they're starting is actually pretty good for them. So I'm just going to say that. I will say this about Rasmus Andersson. His start to the year, man, Calgary probably wishes they traded him 2 years ago or a year ago. Because they would have gotten, I mean, oh my God, if they traded him last year, they would have gotten like a sea of assets. Like probably
Do you remember the asking price for Anderson?
Wasn't it two? It was 2 first plus, wasn't it?
I think he would have done that though.
Oh, and 100% I think somebody would have done that last year.
And now, I think you look at this now, they'll be lucky to get a first.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, unless if he really turns it around here. So that's really poor asset management there by Craig Conroy. I know, like he wanted to let this team go for a playoff spot, but man, you should.
This ain't 8 though. Like,
or even like trade him in the offseason. Like if you're, we need to stop. We've had this conversation a trillion times. We
gotta quit beating the dead horse.
Yeah. We could. We need to move on. We need to move on. I'm putting the foot down. We need to move on. Let's go up. What? Calgary's south, so we got to go north, right? Or is it the other way?
North. Yes, Edmonton is north.
We got to go north up to Edmonton. The Oilers. They have a record of 5-4-3, 13 points. They are undefeated in regulation at home, but they have been rough on the road. Here's the thing: the Oilers, like, I'm thinking top of. You know what? It's kind of a fluky head start because they always do this and they bounce back.
I was gonna say that they always start like this and then they bounce back. So how can you call it a fluke if it happens constantly?
True.
Okay. So what then? Is it just not great?
Yeah, not great because like it happens every year.
It's the same thing.
All right.
Tales old as time. It's a not great start for them.
Same year, same shit. Different year, same shit.
Yeah, new year, same shit. That's who they are.
Yep. Okay. All right, that's fair. We won't spend that much time on it because, like, again, we've had that conversation a billion times as well.
Year after year.
The LA Kings. The Kings so far, 5-3-4, 14 points. 4 of those 14 are overtime losses. They're 4-2-4 in their last 10. They've done a good job at, stringing some wins together. But, like, I still don't know if I'm, like, fully bought into this team.
I have something to say.
Uh-oh. I'll let you say it.
They have 2 regulation wins.
Out of those
this
5.
This is a fluke.
You think so? You think they're going to be worse?
Yes, I do.
I don't really know.
I was just going to say not great.
It kind of is a fluke when you think about it. Like, they only have 2 regulation wins.
Yeah.
They almost beat Detroit last night, which was a good comeback. Like, I'll say that. They almost beat Detroit on Thursday. So, I think it is a fluke. I'm not going to lie. Like, I mean, like, they're barely winning these games. They have to use overtime to win them, and they're getting a lot of overtime points with that as well.
Yeah, they are overtime merchants.
I also think their defense has not been that great either, just in terms of their overall numbers. I feel like it could be a lot better. Maybe that's just me talking out of my butt, but I'm not a big fan of how they've been as of late here. So I'll go with Yeah, I'll go with fluke. I'm not gonna lie. Like, not great. Like, I agree with you, Tim, but I think that's fine too. But I feel like
Yeah,
their start.
but no, the more I think about what James said, this is definitely just a fluky start. If you have 5 wins, but only 2 of them are in regulation, it's a fluky start. Like you're on the verge of going from 5-2, but then it's what, like 7 overtime losses at that
Yep.
rate.
Yep. Exactly.
Like that's just it's a fluke.
It's an absolute fluke. The San Jose Sharks. The Sharks.
Right, I'm bring out the Febreze again.
Pull that out of the block. Although it's good. Oh, really? Although they're a fun team to watch, it's still not that great of a start. They're still in the Febreze tier though, but they're not in. I think they might be above all these teams. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hear me out.
No, great.
What was your expectation of San Jose coming into the year?
Bad.
Dead last.
They were going to stink. That they were going to be Febreze. How many wins did they have at this point last year? I think they had one.
I was going to say 1 or none.
Because they started like 1-11 or 1-10-1 last year.
Yeah, something like that. It was
They
not
have
good.
They have points in 5 of their 11 games. For San Jose standards, you could say it's actually a decent start, but I will go ahead and put them in the Febreze, but I'm putting them above Minnesota. No doubt about it.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say they're in the Febreze, but they are like the top of the Febreze category.
They are the second worst team in the NHL. They have to be in Febreze. Like, it's regardless of whether they win. I mean, if they win more games, they're not bottom 3, but they're bottom 3. So, like, I think, again, I've done 2 Sharks commentary streams just this past week where, first off, they manhandled the Kings. The Kings got lucky to win that game on Tuesday. And then against New Jersey, they played pretty well against them. They got a lot of lucky shots, though, a lot of fluky goals, but I feel like they're a fun team to watch with Celebrini and Smith, but their defense and their goaltending has been absolutely terrible. So I'll leave it at that. It's just been absolutely terrible. Like, there's really no other way to depict it. A team that's been pretty good, though, in Seattle with the Kraken, 5-2-3, 13 points. They have a negative goal differential. We had a lot of hate about Seattle. Do we think this is a good start, or is this in the fluke territory?
I've seen this team play a couple times now. Something's different about this team. Something's different about this team.
They look like they're playing a more structured system.
Yeah. I don't think it's a fluke. I think this is a good start.
And seeing how Lane Lambert, and I'll let you talk in a second, Tim. I'm sorry. I know we've been kind of forgetting about you. When you look at Seattle and how they played last year under Balsma, I know you guys, you don't watch all 32 teams. You try to, but you may not be able to. Did they look like they were playing like in a good system?
God, no.
When you watch those Islander teams with Lou Lamoriello, with Lane Lambert, did they look like they were playing in a system in some way?
Yeah,
they're definitely structured.
Were boring, but it was structured. It was structured, boring hockey, but it's what they had to do with what they had, and that's the same thing with Seattle right now. They're playing a structured system. It's not the exact same as it was in New York.
I think it's actually kind of fun.
No, and that's what I was going to get to. They're not this boring team that the Islanders were, because the Islanders had to win solely off defense. Seattle can score some a little bit. So they can have a more
in the same realm as Chicago.
I put them above Chicago.
I would put them closer to Philly, personally.
Really? You think they're better than Columbus?
No.
Like I said, that was personal. Personally, I would, but
I think them.
It's really not that big of a difference.
No, it's not.
Columbus has a positive goal differential, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that part.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, with Seattle, I think again, they have that structured system under Lane Lambert, which makes them a much more better team. They look more confident. They look more entertaining too, and I feel like that's a massive plus for sure. I'm going to ignore that, LeBlanc. Next up, you have the Detroit Red Wings here. The Red Wings so far to start this season are 8-4, 16 points. They are
that
7th in
can
the league. I will let Tim lead off with this. Tim, what is your opinion on the Red Wings?
I mean, it's a good start. I think this is the start we needed to have coming into the year. We've been 50-50 on the road, which I think we're 2-3 on the road. We won in Toronto, won in LA last night, but then we've lost at Buffalo on Long Island, and we lost tonight in Anaheim. But for the most part, it's been a good start. Like I said on the one episode where we were talking about all the teams, the youth looks good, and that's been helping a lot. Our goaltending has been good. We've been a little sloppy on defense a little bit, but the biggest thing with this team is the penalty kill is finally good. And any upgrade from what we had last year was going to be good because we were dead last. You couldn't go any lower.
Yep.
But I think
they were second last. I think Anaheim was worse.
Regardless, but
anyway,
I think we're close to. I think we might be 11 or we're in the top 10 for penalty kill percentage this year, which that alone, thank God. So yeah, I would say good start. I would probably say just like in between Philly and Columbus.
Yeah,
probably where I would put us.
Really, you put them that low? Like you're not that impressed with them? I think they're right up there with Winnipeg.
So I'm gonna speak now. First of all, the Red Wings are 7th in penalty kill this year at 87.1%, which is a big improvement from last year already. The Red Wings are currently tied for first place in the East. After that fiasco,
I'm underselling us here.
After the first game against Montreal, which they got blown out at home.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you expect this to happen? No. So I think Detroit should be an elite start.
Really? Well, Tim's not going to say no to that.
Yeah, I'm not saying no to that.
Here's the thing, though, LeBlanc. We got Winnipeg down and good, and they have a better record overall than Detroit. Okay, I will go elite. I think that's fine. Because you look at Utah, we didn't expect Utah to be this good. We didn't expect Detroit to be this good.
Yeah, we had both these teams in either both Utah and Detroit were wild card teams that we picked.
Okay.
I think you had Detroit missing, but based off that kind of and what James was saying, yeah, I was underselling us.
Yeah, it's been very good.
I was not expecting us to be top of the division at any point this year. I don't think any of us were.
No, I was not. I didn't think you even sniffed close to top of the division. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it's still October, so that's why we shouldn't overreact here.
Yes.
Let's move on then to a incredibly fluky team, or not a fluky team, incredibly mediocre team in the Vancouver Canucks. 6-6, 12 points. They're 22nd in the league. They are just under a even goal differential. They are 5-5 in their last 10. Vancouver's so in the middle. What do we think about the Canucks?
Mid. 6-6, mid. Just very mid. Again, mid.
Yes. You're liking this new camera, aren't you? You're going up and personal into it.
I really do like the new camera.
Showing off your beard there, buddy. Okay. Anyway, what do we think about Vancouver?
I've seen them play a couple games. Kiefer Sherwood is electric. Other than that, though,
where did that come from out of that guy?
Just they should be winning games they're losing, and they should be losing games they're winning. It makes no sense at all. They're getting a goaltender. They also are a little bit on the injury reserve. Quinn Hughes is out for a while.
They're missing 9 guys.
Yeah, they're missing a lot.
I'm gonna give that when you're missing 2 guys, next man out. We're missing 9 guys. Ugh,
yeah.
I don't know where to put them, honestly.
Because Vancouver
So current
standards.
current injury list. I want to read this off before you guys give your placements. Derek Forbert, Nils Hoglander, Jonathan Lecker-Mackey, Philip Hedel, Teddy Bluger, Victor Mancini, Quinn Hughes, and Connor Garland. And Brock Besser, there is a triangle next to him on Daily Faceoff. I forget what that means. I think it means injury or something like that.
So I
He got
have a
hurt. He got hurt.
He got injured
last
against
night.
St. Louis, but he's expected to be good against Minnesota. Is
Okay.
what I'm seeing now.
Tim, I'm gonna let you go before I say my opinion.
Part of me wants to say fluky because they're so like 50-50. Like they should be, like you said, they're winning games they shouldn't be, and they're losing games they should be.
Yes, that's exactly what I was
At
gonna
some
go
point,
with,
it should
actually.
like even out. But when you're this mid, I don't know where else to put you other than fluky.
I'm okay
Because
with
you're. So I'm gonna say fluky because also like to start the year having 9 injuries. That's pretty fluky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was one thing they needed to improve upon. Like, I mean, you could argue like this wasn't what this like we wanted to see better from them in terms of their overall expectations. So you could argue not great, but I think like you look at their injuries, man, you gotta at least consider that.
Yeah, with a
You're
quarter
missing
of
your
your
top player, you're missing some of your best forwards.
yeah, you're missing basically a quarter of your opening night
Yeah.
roster.
And we said a lot in our preview that like a lot needed to go right for Vancouver to make it, and
Not a lot's going right.
in terms of that, not a lot's going right for them. So Elias
Yeah.
Pettersson not looking that great either. Anyway, next up then we got the Vegas Golden Knights. The Golden Knights with a record of 6-2-3, 15 points in 11 games played. They've been a little bit meh to end off the month. I still think it's a good start, though. I think it's the expected start, but I think it's still a good start.
I'll go with good start.
Yeah, I mean, it would be borderline elite start along with like Winnipeg, but they're down to like what's the guy's name? Carl Lindblom
Lindbaum.
in net now. Like
Carter Hart's ready.
yeah, you're down to your 4th string goalie at the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them between Philly and Columbus.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
fine.
have a good start, but they're not heavily exceeding expectations in that way. Florida. I am slightly concerned about the Panthers. 5-5-1, 11 points in 11 games played. They're 25th. I am going to say this though. They love to do this to us, and then they'll go win the Stanley Cup. So that shows that this doesn't matter. But I don't know. And my problem is with the amount of guys they're missing. I know like Kachuk's going to come back in December, and yeah. But they're also missing guys like Kulikov, Brad Marchand's out, Gajovic's out, Nosek's out, Barkov's out long term. I don't know, boss. They're not going to get Kulikov back to probably the playoffs. Barkov, they won't have back till at least the playoffs.
If they get him back.
I don't know, boss. Like I don't want to like overreact here, but in terms of their expectations, it's not that great. I'm not gonna lie.
Like you're just from the Stanley Cup. Your expectation should be you should not be tied for last in the conference.
They don't
1-4 on the road.
They don't look like they're playing that good either. Like if they were playing good, then it's one thing. But like I've seen a couple of games here where I look at them and I streamed the game against the Ducks on Tuesday and I watched tidbits of their last game. I look at it and I'm just like, you don't look the same. Like you just don't. You're just not playing that great. And you can maybe factor that in with injuries, but I'm just gonna say not that great. But it's at the top of not great though.
I've got 3 words to describe Florida: Stanley Cup hangover.
Yeah,
That could be it.
3 straight finals runs. It's finally catching up to them. And I looked directly at Bob.
That could be it. But I'm going to pull this card out of my pocket that I love to pull. It's October. So I don't
it's actually November.
Okay, it's November when you're seeing this, but these numbers are based off of October. Thank you, asshole. But anyway, yeah, Florida and not great, I think is totally fair, in my opinion. All right. Montreal then is up next. The Canadiens with a record of 8-3, 16 points. They are 8-2-0 in their last 10. So I love how Montreal's playing, and I think they should be in this category, in this realm over here. I'm gonna say this though, I would love for them to start winning games in regulation because they love to be dramatic and like barely win these games in overtime against these certain teams. I still think it's a great start though because they have played good hockey.
I think James and I are on the same page with this. I think
Really?
Fluky starts.
I was gonna say whether it's biased or not, I don't know, but I think James and I are on the same page.
All right,
You're-
go ahead.
You are telling me you're fat. Sorry, let me just restart. They are beating bad teams in overtime. They are 3-on-3 merchants. They have 4 regulation wins. You know who's more regulation wins in Montreal right now? Boston.
Yeah.
The Islanders.
Okay.
Chicago has the same amount of regulation wins as them. The fact is this: Montreal goes to overtime and beats these teams that, like, they're not like. I think it's a fluke because there's no 3-on-3 when you get closer, when you get to the playoffs. They're getting carried by Jakob Dobes right now.
I won't stand for fluke. I will not stand for fluke.
To his credit, he's played great, but this is a fluke.
I won't stand for that. No, I don't. You can't with this kind of start.
Tim, back me up. Tim, back me up here. Come on.
I'm gonna partially fluke. I say fluke as well because a 930 save percentage and a sub 2 goals against average from Jakob Dobes is not sustainable. That's not sustainable.
I'm sorry, Habs. I tried to defend you guys in this month. I get what you guys are saying, but like I feel like their record is too good to put them in a fluke. But I'll put them in fluke. You know what?
They have the same record as Detroit.
You guys can take the slander. That's fine.
They have the same record as they played one last game. They have the same amount of wins as Detroit.
Yeah, they have the same amount of wins as Utah and the Devils and the Penguins. Like, if you look at it in just terms of regulation wins, like,
half of their wins are in overtime.
Yes, I know that. I can read the stats, but
yes,
I don't think
they're a fun team to watch. They're a good team. I just think that their start is not sustainable, so I'm going to say it's a fluke.
So, do you think it's fluke in terms of like they're just going to fall off a cliff, or they're going to?
No. I think they're still going to be a playoff team. I just think they're not going to be first in the division, though.
All right, we'll go with Montreal and fluke for now.
Put it at the very, very top because it's not like they're like going to fall off a cliff.
That's so hard.
Yeah, and like I'm not saying that they're a bad team by any means. I'm just saying like how they've started with like winning most of your game, like winning half your games in overtime. And my big thing is Dobish is not going to keep us sub 2 goals against.
When the graphic gets posted, I'm going to have to make a disclaimer that I did not stand for this. I tried to defend Montreal with my life, and these guys, these biased Atlantic fans, said
Do not tag me. Do not tag me.
I'll tag you. It's your podcast.
I'll get all my DMs are gonna be filled up to the brim now. Angry Habs fans.
You know what? I think at this point they expect the hate from you. They're like, you know what? It's fine.
I'm the new guy. I want to see what this looks like.
Like I'm saying this, like they're like I said, they're not a bad team. They're probably a playoff team. Just they're not. The start's not sustainable.
All right, fair enough. I will be okay with that for now. Ottawa Senators. The Senators so far. I'll let LeBlanc take the lead here after I read this off. 6-5-1, 13 points. They did turn around a little bit of a rough start. They're now basically average. They're actually 16th, so. We did have a standings change between when we started this video because Detroit and Anaheim came to an end. I apologize. So now Columbus is set. Anyway. I have some opinions. I don't like Linus Olmark, the way he's played, man. Like I have my concerns, but they're still winning hockey games. They're still playing solid. So I'll give them credit there. Shane Pinto's been awesome. LeBlanc, go take the Rangers.
How is this team winning hockey games? Like, genuinely getting some of the worst goaltending to start the year. The penalty kill is awful. They are down their leader. Like, the team just looks uninspired. Like, yes, Sanderson has stepped up. Pinto stepped up. Stutzle's really stepped up. Allmark had a nice bounce back game from his game in Chicago when he was just like the worst goaltender I've ever seen. I think Sogar would have fared better in net there. But like, just like, I don't know how, like, they're figuring out how to the defensive structure, how to not structure, but the lineup, like, because they've been shuffling the defensive pairings around so much. It's, for me, I expected better. I did not expect Brady Tkachuk to be out long term to start the year, to be fair. It's not a good start. I'm honestly going to lean not great.
Yeah, I'm leaning not great too.
Yeah.
Which makes Habs fans maybe slightly more happier with you with their placement. I think they are. Would you argue they're here or here or here? I think they might be between these two.
Yeah, I'll put them between those two. Just like I get so frustrated with them because one game they'll be beating teams 7-2, 7-1, and then they'll get their clock cleaned the next game.
Yeah,
and they do play Montreal tomorrow.
That'll be fun. Oh my god! Imagine we post that graphic tomorrow and then they beat Ottawa. Oh, that'd be funny. That'd be funny.
So
there's that.
I mean, look, I didn't realize. Like, James, you keep complaining about Allmark. I didn't realize he's been this bad.
Been terrible,
yes,
man.
Like me and Tim off the record have been. I posted something about Allmark. I saying like figure it the fuck out or like kick rocks, and he got mad at me saying, "Oh, isn't that bad?" He's been brutal to start the year. However, he started like this last season, and then he went on.
So that's why I'm not fully
8-6,
concerned.
but an 8-6-2 bad? Was he that bad?
He was like 8-7, 870 bad last year to start. I remember because you guys sent me videos of me claiming that when he got signed. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. So
I do remember that.
And then he went on this tear. Maryland, I'll be honest, one game he looked good, the other game he looked brutal. And he looked better more recently than he looked brutal. So I'll give Maryland that. I think eventually, if Omar can spoil this, I think, honestly, Maryland might take the crease.
I think the way Maryland's played is somewhere in the middle, in my eyes. I feel like that's what we're going to see from him. Overall, yeah, it's not that great of a start. But I think that what I've seen recently, they're kind of starting to improve. They're winning games. Like, I mean, like, you can't deny that. No matter how they're winning them, they're winning hockey games.
I won't be negative. I won't be. Hang on. I won't be negative, Nancy. All this. They are finding ways to come back in games, which is something that they struggled with last year. Last year when they went down, they were like, oh well, game over. Might as well just pack it in. They're coming back and they're scratching and clawing. Now, is that a way to win hockey games? Is that sustainable? I don't know about that, but I expect better from Ottawa, and I think they will improve next month. But however, next month is November.
Oh, that's like their worst month, like historically.
November. And last year, you don't remember, they didn't really play that much in November.
That's right. They had that. Didn't they go to Sweden or something?
Yes.
Or Finland or something like that. They barely played.
Yeah, we went to Sweden last year, didn't we?
Well, that was 2 years ago because then they just moved November to December. Like it was a scheduled. They were like, no, we're not going to be bad this month. We're going to be bad next month.
Next month.
I think it was 2 years ago. It wasn't last year.
Yeah, because it was Ottawa, Toronto, and Detroit that all went to Sweden.
Was it Minnesota?
Anyway.
Yes, Minnesota went to. You're right.
Tampa Bay, 5-4-2, 12 points. They're 20th in the league. They have won 4 games in a row. You know what I'm going to do? You guys know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
It's a fluke. That 1 3-1 starter, whatever, that's a fluke. It's a fluke. And it's one of those things where, like, it happened. It wasn't great. But now they're coming back from it. I feel like that was not what Tampa is. People were like, oh, Tampa doesn't look like Tampa. And maybe that's true. It's November.
We were saying that exact same thing.
Yes, we were saying that exact same thing. However, they have responded to that by looking like Tampa again.
Yeah.
So I think it's the biggest fluke of any fluke overall right now.
I'm gonna say this, they've beaten Anaheim by 1, Vegas by 1, on the road against Nashville 5-2, and then they beat Dallas at home. So those are pretty, outside of maybe Nashville. Those are pretty quality opponents.
Those are teams that are above them in the power rankings or in this tier list. So again, like I think that it's pretty indicative of itself there. So yeah, there you go. Toronto has not been great. I'm just going to start off with that. 5-5-1, 11 points. They have a -4 goal differential. Anthony Stolarz hasn't been good. I mean, we have all of the other teams with the same record. I feel like you got to put them in that category as well.
Okay, I don't disagree with that, but I'm going to say this: if the Blue Jays weren't in the World Series right now, do you think there'd be no one talking about Toronto being last in the East right now?
So I made a video on TikTok, and you guys might have seen it. It was after the Columbus loss. I said in that video, I said the exact same thing you said, and I said a lot of other things. And there were people who gave me comments saying that they do this every year in October. I'm going to say this. That doesn't mean you shouldn't ignore the problems. And the problems that they've had this year is they are a soft hockey team. They have been for close to 10 years at this point. Like, I don't remember a time where they weren't taking shit from people. Like I can't remember a time. And not to mention, like, they always try and like cough off like losing Mitch Marner plays a factor. It does. And there's so many people who are saying it doesn't. It does. And shaking off this October to be like, oh, it happens every year. I don't think that's fair. Like, the Oilers is a different example because Edmonton is the 2 best players in the world and they can come back from anything. And they have. And they always start off the year rough. It takes them some time to get the ground running, but then they start going. You could argue the same thing for the Leafs, but the Oilers don't have the same issues that the Leafs have had the last 10 years.
I'm going to say this. I don't remember a time ever, at least in the Matthews era, where the Leafs started the year last in the Eastern Conference. They always have a first.
This is the same record. They were
always
like
have a rough
4-1 last year.
They always have a
more win, but still.
They always have a rough first 2 to 4 games, and then they figure it out. They're not figuring it out.
No. You can't look at this and just be like, I mean, even if they do figure it out, you can't ignore the problems. Just because you're off to a rough start, you can't ignore the problems that are there. Seriously, like you can't ignore it.
I'll be honest, Toronto.
One benefit of the doubt, though, they haven't had wall play yet.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Something, but
their goalies.
I don't think Justin Wall's going to
that great.
I don't think Wall's going to change it that much, though.
Their goalies outside of Stolarz haven't been good, and Stolarz hasn't been that great either.
No.
I'm going to say this right now, for the placement. Toronto is expected to be a playoff team, like a lock.
I think they still will make it. I think again, it's October.
It's early.
It is October when we're basing these numbers off of. I think the 5 teams that are in not great will probably make the playoffs.
Hear me out. Put them below Nashville.
No. Stop it. That's your bias taking over.
They're last in the Eastern Conference. They have less points than Nashville.
Okay, my brother. So, no, they don't. They have 1 more point than Nashville.
They
have the same amount of points as Buffalo, Florida, the Oilers, or not the Oilers. They have the same points as Buffalo, Florida, the Bruins, and the Islanders, who are in good start. I don't think they're that bad. It's disappointing, but they're not that bad. I will settle for this.
Fine. Yep. Fine. That's fine.
I don't think they're below Nashville. They're still They're still
I'm just saying we expected Nashville to be bad, and Toronto is near them. That's just me,
so is
but
Florida and so is Florida, and we have them at the top.
that's true.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. Sit down, boy. Next up, then we have
Who's on board?
sit down, man. Next up, then we have the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina 7-3, 14 points. They are 9th in the league. I think Carolina, they meet their expectations. I think ideally they're right here. They're a good start.
Yeah. With Carolina, it's talk to me in April. Talk to me in the playoffs.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, you could argue that for a couple of teams here.
Yeah, you know what you're going to get out of Carolina. They're a good regular season team. They're one of the best regular season teams. Their issues lie, can you finally get over the hump?
I'm going to say this, though. They do have some guys who are not producing. Andrei Svechnikov has not been that great.
He's on the
Ehlers
fourth
has been
line.
silent. But you don't really look at those problems that much when you are one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, Jarvis just got hurt.
Yeah.
That's a problem. He's been awesome for them.
I didn't know he had another level to get to, and he found one.
Yeah, Carter's been preaching that for a while on the NordCast, and he's finally right. All right, last but not least then, this team is first place in the National Hockey League. They have 8 regulation wins. They are 8-2-2, 18 points in 12 games played, and they look good. It's not one of those things where like they're winning these games by flukes. They look good. And that's the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, you could say this is a fluke, and I wouldn't necessarily disagree with you. But if we're going to put them in fluke, I think you got to put a couple of teams that are in the good start in fluke. I think, I'm not going to lie to you, they're first in the league. This is an elite start. I silenced the crowd.
Tim, go.
Yeah, I saw something today. It was like, at what point do you look past what you're trying to do and just accept the fact that you're a damn good team?
Yeah. I mean, like it's...
And that's where I'm at with them. It's like, as much as I want to put them in fluke because of where I thought they were going to be at the start of the year, you just can't. Like, they're at the top of the NHL.
Yeah,
this has to be an elite start. It is I would say it's the best start of any team in the league because of the expectations that were put upon them going into the year.
This is not what I had on my bingo card, just saying. This is not what I had on my bingo card.
I'm going to pull an Evan, or a Nordic, sorry.
It's October.
It is. It is. It is. But when you look in terms of elite starts so far and really good starts, they're first in the league. Like, you really can't deny it.
I'm fine when you put him in lead start, but if we're gonna do that, then I think we need to move Montreal into a lead start.
Yep. Thank you. Whoa. Thank you. Tim, do you agree with the verdict?
I mean, if James is vouching for the Habs, we kind of have to do it.
Well, I'm saying this as in good teams find ways to win hockey games.
Thank you. Thank you. Habs fans, I fought for you. Now you can stop going in my DMs and talking about Mitchkov being fat. Thank you.
Sorry, what?
So is there anything you guys want to change with the tier list?
Should we put some teams in fluky start?
I think Chicago's a little bit of a fluke, and that hurts for me to say.
Yeah, I love to. I like Chicago, but yeah, I'll put them in fluky start.
Any other team though? Like, I'm not really that like.
I'm gonna ask: would you consider Ottawa start to be a fluke, or do you think that's regular?
No, I just don't think it's been a good start.
Have things improved in Ottawa towards the end of the month?
Yeah, I would say yeah. So this is not a great start then.
But then you would have to put the Oilers there too. But the Oilers do this every year.
Yeah, if you think Toronto is gonna is a bad start, you think they'll come back, right?
Say that again. What? You cut out there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you cut out.
You think so? If you think Toronto's going to come back from this, correct? Do you believe that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why aren't they in fluky start then?
Well, we believe that Florida and Edmonton and Washington are going to come out from this. I feel like they're just not exceeding your expectations.
Okay.
And we
Then
have
I think-
legitimate concerns with all of those
And
teams.
then I would
Besides-
also move
besides
Nashville.
Edmonton, maybe.
Yeah, I
besides
move
that-
Nashville down to Febreze as well.
Yeah, I would probably move Nashville to Febreze.
Okay. The only qualm that I have, like, I mean, I don't fully agree with the Oilers. Like, I feel like
not-
they do this every year, but every year their October is a fluke and they always bounce right back. But I'm okay with not great, I guess.
If you want to put them
I
in
know
a
they
fluke,
just- I know they just beat the Wings, but do we consider this Anaheim start a fluke because this is exactly what they did last year?
it's under a new head coach, so I don't know.
I'll see it when I believe it. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now with Anaheim. It's going to be fun to look back on this though, because I think this all together is a good list. I like where all the teams are placed. But man, this list could really change after a full month. Like it could really just like fully flip. Like Pittsburgh could be in Febreze. Like we have no idea.
Just can December and March not happen this year, please? Please.
All right, you know December and March. I want no November and no January. No January.
That's right. Yeah. I just want.
Also, there is no February because it's the Olympics.
That's true. You're right. You know what?
February is
End
the
the
new
season. End the
March.
season today. Start the playoffs. Both my teams are in it. Just start the playoffs.
If we do that, James and I are at war.
That's true. You have a good point. Anyway, so that will conclude this tier list. That was a good discussion. Went on for about an hour 15 there. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching. And Habs fans, stop calling Mitch Cott fat.